just kind of quickly have everything here, more or less. Oh, I looked up in Romer about the appendix. Appendix has nothing to do with carnivores at all. No carnivore has an appendix. I need like a little probe. Here. Okay, just kind of quickly, this thing is the larynx, very obviously beyond the exam. Yours is cut. I won't use it if it's cut, but this is the trachea, and you can tell it because it has the rings on it. This bulbous thing right here is the larynx. This is the trachea here. Behind it is the esophagus. So yours are cut, but what I'm going to do on the exam is I'm going to bring it out like that and put a pin in it. So larynx, trachea, esophagus here. Okay, then going down into the thoracic cavity. The heart, the parts of the heart that you need to know. Now, this is a really young cat because it has a big thymus. I'm not going to ask the thymus on the exam, but that is the thymus. It does have a lot of good parts to it here. In this cat, this is all part of the heart. This is the left atrium. This is the right atrium here. This is the right ventricle. This is the left ventricle. And you see that blue thing right there? That's the pulmonary trunk. A lot of people miss that, and I often put it on the exam. That's what's carrying the blood from this left ventricle here all the way to the lungs. Continuing respiratory, or let's do the heart a little bit more. The blood vessel above it here, you see that blue thing there? That is the anterior vena cava. It's the same as the superior vena cava in humans. They're just not standing the way we do. And this is the posterior vena cava, this blue thing here, and it's the same as our inferior vena cava. Okay, going down here, this is the diaphragm. Here's the liver. Both of these together are the right medial lobe, and that is the gallbladder. This thing down here on the side, this is the right lateral lobe. So if I pin it there, make sure you say medial lobe. This on this side, on the left, the medial and the lateral make more sense. I'm not going to ask you the caudate. So this is the left medial, this is the left lateral. To continue digestive, this is the stomach here with the fundus, greater curvature, lesser curvature, body. Pylorus is here. The pylorus goes by way of the pyloric sphincter into the duodenum. So if I want to ask duodenum, duodenum is going to be here, or duodenum. Between the pylorus and the duodenum, this tissue is the pancreas. That's the pancreas. Now, I'm not going to ask jejunum in here, but if I want to ask the ileum, again, this is cut, this is the descending colon, this is the transverse colon. On this side, the colon is going up. This is the cecum. That little point right there is the cecum. And going into the cecum by way of the ileocecal valve right there is the ileum. The greater omentum is here. I didn't mention in the other cat, but this is the mesentery, so you do need to know the mesentery. I didn't mention the other cat either. This is the spleen. The last part to this is the urinary system, and to do that, this is the kidney. Notice that it is retroperitoneal. It's behind the peritoneum, and if I follow it along here, I'll bring out a little tube. The tube should be here. If I follow this tube down, I'm not going to open it all the way. You can do that. This is the ureter, and it goes all the way down here to the urinary bladder, which is down here. Part of the problem with this cat is that it had a lot of fecal matter, it had a lot of food that was being moved at the time of its death. So larynx, trachea, esophagus, heart, you know, we have left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle, right ventricle, pulmonary trunk. We have anterior, superior vena cava. We have posterior. Yeah, keep those intact. We're going to do them later. This right here is the diaphragm. That's a diaphragm. Right medial lobe with gallbladder. Left medial lobe, left lateral lobe, right lateral lobe is here. Stomach, greater curvature, lesser curvature, body, fundus, pylorus, duodenum or duodenum, pancreas is here. Goes all the way down. This is the colon. That's the cecum of the colon, ascending, transverse, descending. Ileum goes into the cecum, so the ileocecal valve is going to be there. Urinary system is the kidney, the ureter, urinary bladder. And as I pull the bladder up here, there should be the urethra. Urethra is visible here. We're not doing male reproductive system. They have a female over there. Make sure you take a look at that.